Bittensor aims to develop a decentralized network of AI services that are all connected with one another. They can collaborate, share knowledge, and grow together. You could describe it as a decentralized version of ChatGPT, but Bittensor aims to be much more than just that. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And what you do simply proves what you believe. That's a quote from Simon Sinek's book Start With Why, and it basically describes the essence of Bittensor's vision and really of all decentralized AI development. Sure, we all want to use a tool that works well like ChatGPT, but what if this tool doesn't just work well but also aims to improve humanity as a whole? What we currently see in AI development is big tech companies with narrow goals controlling most of the AI chatbots. Chatbots that seem to follow certain agendas and seem to push certain political beliefs and viewpoints on everyone who uses them. Just listen at this brief example from Charles Hoskinson.
Gemini created some queries together, and I said, hey, can you create some tables for me? I'm just in the United States, want to understand all-cause myocarditis year by year. Okay, I didn't say anything about vaccines or COVID or anything like that. I was just curious about these particular numbers. Well, Gemini interpreted that as I'm an anti-vaxxer and said, oh, the vaccines are safe and effective, and I'm not going to give you this data. And I'm just thinking to myself, my God, this alignment is so hardcore. Basically, a small group of people came in. I'm asking for the raw data so I can look at it, have a discussion around it, understand it, and we can start from a single point of view. But I'm not allowed to see that raw data. A group of people have already trained the model in a way to prevent me from seeing that data, and they can do that for anything. I can ask questions like, how much does the United States spend in Ukraine? Oh, the war in Ukraine is just, and the United States should be involved. I say, yeah, that's great, but how much did we spend relative to education or other things? I'm sorry, you don't get that data. So a government can coordinate with a small group of actors. They basically can train the AI, and the AI becomes the sole source of truth.
And we definitely do not want that, which is why decentralized AI development is so important. This is what Bittensor writes on their website. We are committed to safeguarding AI from being totally controlled or regulated by governments, powerful corporations, and the individuals signing this document. And pay attention to the last part here. They're also committed to making sure that they are not the ones in control, because they truly believe no one, or better said, everyone, should be in control of it. AI systems should be decentralized, democratized, and in the hands of the people. And that's the why of Bittensor. They are an alternative to the top-down world being created by our current technology giants. And that's why you, and you, and you, and we all should care. And with that being said, let's have a look at how Bittensor works. Bittensor basically consists out of a network of different nodes that are distributed all around the world, decentralized of course. Now these nodes are either validators who make sure the blockchain runs smoothly, or they are AI service providers, or compute providers, or data providers. And of course every action is incentivized or rewarded with TAO tokens. So let's say you provide compute to the Bittensor network, you will get rewarded with TAO tokens when your compute gets used. Now these different nodes are organized in different subnets who all develop their own unique AI services. And these subnets are interconnected with one another and communicate with one another. So you can see you get a worldwide decentralized interconnected web of subnets that all communicate with one another and learn from each other. When a user now has a query, let's say this is a user, and the query could be a normal question like, what do cats eat or whatever, or it could also be generate me a picture of a cat. This query gets sent to either every subnet or to every subnet that fits this query. Then each of these subnets and the AIs within it answer the query, give an output, and then They, among each other, compare and evaluate the different answers they give. And the answer with the highest and best evaluation is the answer that the user will get. And the AI system or the subnet that gave the best answer will rank higher and be incentivized with more NuNet tokens. At least that's how I understand Bittensor. If anything is wrong here, please let me know in the comments down below. And as I already said, Bittensor doesn't just aim to host chatbots, but all kinds of AI services, like image generation or speech generation, or basically everything else you can think of. So in a sense, it's a bit similar to ChatGPT, but overall it will be an interconnected network of multiple different AI models that all constantly evaluate each other and learn from each other. The evaluation, by the way, also goes for the pricing. Here, intelligent models are determining the pricing of intelligence, as Bittensor states on their website. We propose a market where intelligence is priced by other intelligence systems, peer-to-peer across the internet. As I already said, every transaction will be settled with the TAO token. And just briefly a few words about it. TAO has very similar tokenomics to Bitcoin. There's a max supply of 21 million and it has a roughly 4-year halving cycle. The first halving event is expected in September of 2025. This of course gives it a huge upside, especially when Bittensor puts out good working models. And that brings us to having a look at the current state of Bittensor. It's a relatively recent project, and for now early AI models for Bittensor are only available on GitHub. Like this, early adopters and developers can already test, use and hopefully perfect the models. As of mid-2024, there are about 1,500 nodes distributed, giving Bittensor already a good foundation for its decentralized ecosystem. Overall, Bittensor seems like a well thought out approach to decentralized AI development and has huge potential. Especially the tokenomics could be interesting for many people, although I'm always much more interested in the fundamentals, as you know. With that being said, Bittensor is not the only decentralized AI project. There's also the ASI Alliance, consisting out of Fetch AI, SingularityNet and Ocean Protocol, who aim to develop decentralized AGI. And since you are watching my channel, I am sure you're not interested in playing the Crypto Tribe game, but are excited about every decentralized approach that stands against big tech. So you can learn more about the ASI Alliance in the video right over here.